All right. That's up. It's done. So good.
Good morning. Thank you. Please be seated. This morning's chapter is taken from Job, chapter 28. Surely there is a mine for silver and a place for gold, which they refine. But where shall wisdom be found? And where is the place of understanding? Man does not know the way to it. It's not found in the land of the living. The deep says, it's not in me. And the sea says, it's not with me. It cannot be gotten for gold. Silver cannot be weighed as its price. The topaz of Ethiopia cannot compare with it, nor can it be valued in pure gold. Whence then comes wisdom? And where is the place of understanding? God understands the way to it, and he knows its place. Behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. Amen. Good morning. Orations. Best thing going. There you go. Take it away.
We have 4 orators today: Drew Ledbetter from Chapel Hill, Tennessee, Patrick Sissom from Manchester, Tennessee, Carter Sublette from Chapel Hill, Tennessee, and Matteo Carbini from Georgetown, Grand Canyon. Drew.
Have you ever been stressed? As a web student, I would guess that everybody in this room has been stressed at one point or another. And everybody has their own way of dealing with that stress, whether it's playing video games or reading a book. I deal with my stress by playing football. Bashing against each other just makes all your worries go away. I believe that sports like football are the best way to help get rid of stress in your everyday life. Football is a unique sport where there is much contact as there is thinking. Whenever you strap on a helmet and pads and charge full speed at someone, your mind is only thinking about what is going on in that moment, not what is going on at school or at home. Time slows down, it's just you and the other team, and you always know exactly what to do. Once you make contact with someone else, the stress just leaves your body and you're at peace with yourself and what you are doing. In my time at Webb, I've experienced lots of stress over schoolwork, friends, and my home life. But I don't think of any of that when I'm on the football field. When you step foot on the field, you focus on what you're doing. All of your other thoughts go away and you just have fun. Football is not just a great stress reliever, but is also entertaining. Football also provides an excellent escape from the world around you. My first football game back from my injury where I broke my elbow was a perfect example of this. I was having a hard time at school and at home. I was struggling to keep up with my work, which caused me to get in trouble at home. But when I stepped on the field that Friday, all that left my mind. I knew exactly what I needed to do to help my team win, and nobody was going to stop me. I just went out and helped my team win. Even after the game, all I could think about was how we won and the good feeling that I felt from that. I wasn't thinking about all of my work or other things going on. I was just happy. I believe football is the best sport. Hitting people is hard. When you hit someone as hard as you can, you just feel happy. Even if you get hit, you get back up the next play and hit them harder. The way the game was created, it makes it impossible not to have fun. And often, having fun leads to stress relief. I would highly recommend playing football to help get rid of stress in your everyday life. This I believe.
I believe that people in today's society have become too sensitive, so we're now seeing a generation unprepared for the harsh realities of the world. When kids grow up getting participation trophies and thinking that the feelings will never be hurt, not being prepared for life. The world is full of struggle, and because of this, everybody needs to learn how to overcome hardship and push through situations. Imagine if every time you made a poor grade on a test, you just gave up. You'd probably be failing all of your classes. Learning how to overcome struggle is very beneficial. These challenges are how most of life will be, and if you cannot overcome them, then you're not prepared. More and more children today are unprepared for the struggles of life, but there is hope. If parents were to become more strict with their children, they'd be preparing them better. Most parents do a good job, but some give their children whatever they want, and that is not how the real world works. Parents can teach their children how to be tougher, but they can also teach them how to overcome struggle. I once asked my parents for a new video game, and they replied with, "Give us the money and we can get it for you." I was expecting them to pay for it, but when they did not, I had to find a way to make money. So I started mowing lawns. This is the type of thing that'll teach a child nothing in life is free. Learning how to work hard is the best thing a parent can teach their child, because no matter what situation you're in, if you can work hard, you'll come out on top. This lesson of having a good work ethic will help more and more children succeed in the real world. Having a work ethic will help all of society and even the economy too. Imagine if the world were run and governed by the same people who got the participation trophies. Our society and economy would struggle. Politicians are a prime example of why people shouldn't be so sensitive. Most people look at our former president, Donald Trump, and either love him or hate him. But whether you hate him or not, he doesn't care what other people say or what they call him. This is the type of person who focuses on the bigger picture. This is also the type of person who runs the Fortune 500 companies. The people with the strongest work ethic will succeed in life because they care for more important things besides for words. Imagine if in 2008, during the recession, a large company like Nissan didn't lay off employees because it would have hurt their feelings. They probably wouldn't have made it out of the recession and bounced back as they did. This shows that our society needs mentally tough people in order to thrive. Our society is a harsh place, and if you grow up thinking that it's not, then you're not prepared for the struggles of life. This I believe.
I believe that teenagers should not have smartphones because cell phones can lead to exposing our lives online, an early development of bad habits related to schoolwork, and a lack of socialization with peers. Posting pictures and comments on smartphones and social media can have a lasting effect on one's personal, political, and private life. Having a cell phone enables the entire internet to see what you say and do online, sometimes leading to disastrous results. My friends post pictures and videos all the time, but let's face it, teenagers make dumb mistakes, and having those mistakes remembered years later could eventually define you as the person you're not. I see people online who have lost job opportunities, scholarships, and friends because a picture or video resurfaced after years of lying dormant. Once something is posted on the internet, it is out there for the entire world to see, making you dangerously vulnerable. Cell phones also prevent us from doing as well as we could in school because phones constantly distract people. Let's all admit that cell phones are a huge distraction when it comes to school. I often catch my friends looking at their devices during class, causing them to miss what was just said by the teacher. While this might not put a dent in your grades or ability to focus now, this routine will repeat itself in college, inflicting much more damage. Imagine a spinal surgeon about to perform a potentially deadly operation on you, and he just spent the last 15 minutes on his phone, looking at social media and responding to text. Do you want that same preoccupied person to hold your life in their hands? The initial habits learned throughout one's teenage years will often continue throughout their life. Having a phone at such a young age has built up this need to have a device. This point may not seem pertinent to many of you, but it is vital to look into your future and think about the potential consequences of phone addiction at this pivotal age. I do not have a phone, so hanging out with my friends is usually quite frustrating. I find it much more challenging to have a conversation with people because they are continuously pulling out their phone and checking notifications or taking random pictures. Having a device suddenly makes me secondary to what's on their phone. I enjoy going downtown with my friends when there's extra time during the day or after school. Ever since the 6th grade, however, I've noticed that as soon as my friends have their drinks from the Bell Buckle coffee shop, they pull out their phones and get lost in world technology. This leaves me to sit in silence, occasionally being shown a picture or post somebody else put online. I just want to converse with people, but this constant addiction to devices, social media, and notifications inhibits real social contact. Smartphones have a multitude of negative effects on us, so I encourage you to think about spending less time on your cell phone. This I believe.
I have a belief that comes from, or off of, the many encounters I have had, as well as the many people who claim or swear to its existence, and the many people claiming he's underneath their bed. Although it may seem crazy, I believe in the boogeyman. Now, I may sound crazy, but I swear I've seen him in my room. I see him when I wake up at night. He greets me. I saw him in my room with my very own eyes. He even makes noises at night that I hear with my very own ears. The creaks of wood floors when stuff seems to fall for no good reason. I don't believe it's merely just the wind. He always seems to know where and who I am, even if I am not home. He knows where I am. He can switch places with inanimate objects, like the pile of clothes I see when I turn the lights on. When I was little, I would ask my mom to come over to me, but she would tell me that there was nothing in my room. One time, I'd seen him at a friend's house, but he had told me that there was nothing there, that I was only dreaming. I swear to the boogeyman's existence, because to try his existence is to try my reality. At the end of the day, what does it matter what I believe? If I wake up and see what I believe to be the boogeyman, I perceived him and therefore I saw him. If you don't believe me, ultimately, that's your right. I forget. Thank you.
Ms. Northrup has an announcement.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to present the Black History Month celebration for the day. The person that I chose to talk to you about this morning is Maya Angelou, because I have sort of a personal story about why she inspires me, and then also I think she's just inspiring to all of us. Maya Angelou is a Black woman born in 1928 to a broken family. So to accomplish anything from that small start and all those challenges to overcome is huge, right? So even without her writing career, she would have been exceptional. At the age of 16, she was the first Black cable car operator in the city of San Francisco. That was in the late 40s. In the 1950s, she became a professional dancer, singer, and actress. In the 1960s, she worked as an administrator of a university in Africa and was a journalist in Egypt and Ghana. In the 1960s, she returned to the United States to work with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. as a civil rights activist. And in the 1970s, she broke all kinds of Hollywood records as the first Black woman screenwriter, a Tony-nominated actress, a composer who wrote songs for Roberta Flack. And then in the 1980s, she began her career as a college professor. She worked for over 30 years at Wake Forest University. So any one of those things would make her a significant figure and an inspiration. And none of them are the thing that she's actually known for. She wrote 7 autobiographies, which given her life, she had 7 autobiographies worth of things to say. She also wrote poetry collections and essays. And I think I assumed that every inauguration had an inaugural poet, but in fact, there aren't very many. Robert Frost is the first one. He spoke for Kennedy in the 1960s. So there aren't very many inaugural poets at all. Maya Angelou was the inaugural poet for President Clinton in 1993. She delivered a poem called On the Pulse of the Morning. And I'm not going to read you the whole thing. I looked at the video, but it's too long to share in chapel. So I'm just going to read you a selection from the very end that I think is easy to be inspired by in short form. Lift up your eyes upon this day breaking for you and give birth again to the dream. Women, children, men, take it into the palm of your hands and mold it into the shape of your most private need. Sculpt it into the image of your most public self. Lift up your hearts. Each new hour holds new chances for a new beginning. Do not be wedded forever to fear, yoked eternally to brutishness. The horizon leans forward, offering you space to place new steps of change. Here, on the pulse of this fine day, you may have the courage to look up and out upon me, the rock, the river, the tree, your country. Here, on the pulse of this new day, you may have the grace to look up and out and into your sister's eyes and into your brother's face, your country, and say simply, very simply, with hope, good morning. I think that poem is a really good, reminder of what we need to be doing for each other right now. Life is hard, right? But if we pull together and we look into each other's faces and start simply with good morning, then we can overcome our challenges as well and do great things. Maya Angelou's first memoir was I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, in which she chronicled her childhood abuse that left her mute for 5 years. It's kind of a complicated story, but essentially she was assaulted and then her attacker was killed by her uncles. And so she believed that by naming him, she had killed him. And so she was afraid to speak. But as you can hear from this poem, she learned to speak again. And she learned to speak with hope and with a promise that better things could happen. And by her life, she's a testament to the better things that are possible, even from the most humble beginnings. My personal story of being inspired by Maya Angelou is sort of a secondhand one. My brother attended Duke University, where Maya Angelou spoke in the early 2000s. And his takeaway from it, which he shared with me, was that Maya Angelou, this great woman who had done many things, who had said many powerful words, shared with the students at Duke, people won't necessarily remember what you do, and they won't necessarily remember what you say, but they will remember how you make them feel. And I think that's really true. If you think about the best and worst situations in your life, you might not remember exactly what happened, but you can recreate the feeling of that moment in your heart and who helped you and who held you back. So, for me personally, I can't say I'm always successful at this, but I do try to think about the way people will feel based on what I've done or what I've said, rather than specifically my words or actions, and lead them, as Maya Angelou encouraged us, to look up and out into each other's faces. So that's why I'm inspired by Maya Angelou. She's a really wonderful example to all of us of how long a lifetime can be, how much you can accomplish, and how much you can help and inspire others as well. So that's my Black History Month presentation. And then while I'm standing up here, so I don't have to make a separate announcement, I want to again congratulate the senior class for winning Penny Wars. Claire and Abigail have your homework passes that they will deliver to you as you're going down the steps on the way out of chapel. I'll just remind you that these are a homework pass, not a test pass or a quiz pass. You can use them on a homework assignment. So thank you all again for participating.
Trey Snell has an announcement.
Hi. So if you remember back whenever we started this quarter, Feet to Feet was hosting a peace poster contest, and it went really great. We had a lot of submissions, and I'm now here to talk about the winners. So first place, we had Reagan Chambers. Second place, we had Olivia Tucker. Third place, we had Mary Bryant. And we had 2 honorable mentions of Emma Gaypart and Meredith Dewey. All of you, we have prizes for you. So go ahead and go to Miss Daniels whenever you can, and you'll collect your prize. Thank you.
I don't have any announcements. Are there any more from the floor? No? All right, weekend break activities. Wednesday, there's a snack attack in Rand at 7:30. Thursday, there's an Avenue trip departing from Rand at 12. BAC, FAC open from 2 to 4. Student Center open from 7:30 to 9:30. Friday, there's a Target trip departing from Rand at 12. BAC, FAC coverage from 2 to 4. Movie night in the Student Center at 7:30. Saturday, ice skating trip departing from Rand at 12. BAC, FAC coverage from 2 to 4. Sonic and Zaxby's trip departing from Rand at 7:30. And game night in the Student Center at 7:30. On Sunday, the Student Center coverage from 1 to 3. And the BAC, FAC coverage from 3 to 5. That's it. Mr. Cass.
Thank you, Will, and thank you, Ms. Northrup, for that lovely reminder of a lovely individual. Well done, orders. Let's stand for Mission Monday. Mr. Pryor, do we have the mission? Our mission: to turn out young people who are tireless workers, who know how to work effectively, who are accurate scholars, who know the finer points, morals, and practice them in their daily living, who are always courteous. And our pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a marvelous Monday. Seniors, you are dismissed.